JS means JavaScript. It is a client-side programming language. Client-side means we can run in browser. If any program written in outside the browser and that is run on browser, just like JavaScript, and just like Java, it is a server-side programming language. Means it's run on outside of browser like terminal. Then we move to history. In 1995, by Brendan Eich, he established JavaScript. Within 10 days of he is a company owner of Netscope company. He first named as JavaScript and later he changed to Mocha for booming purpose and also no booming at that time. He also changes that Mocha to LiveScript. Now also no change in booming. So he again decided what Netscope company decided to build an organization called ECMA. What is the first task of ECMA means? After LiveScript, they decided to build an organization called ECMA. This is first changed LiveScript to ECMAScript. The first task is they changed LiveScript name to ECMAScript. ECMA means European Computer Manufacturing Association. European Computer Manufacture Association. It is an organization developed by Netscope company to take care of JavaScript language, especially JavaScript. For only JavaScript, they established ECMA organization. ECMA company researches on JavaScript and releases new update in every month July. ES6 is sixth version introduced by 2015. ECMA located in Switzerland and in 17 May 1961. What is JavaScript programming language? JavaScript is an object-based and object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented means we can create classes and for any object, just like a person is an object. So what is the parameters we can derive from the person means height, weight. These are the description of that person. So that's called as an object-oriented programming language. But object-based means not like that. Object-based it is inbuilt functions. Means JavaScript has some inbuilt objects. In those inbuilt objects, some methods are already derived. JavaScript is used to convert static page to dynamic page. Means in static page there is no functionality. There is only the structure of the web page. If we have to provide any function, means just like our login page has an login details. Entire after that we have an one submit button. If we click on submit button, we have to change one functionality means we have to run one functionality to store the data into database or we have to move to the another page. That is a function now. Then that is occurred by dynamic web page means one function is given to the dynamic page that is done by the JavaScript. Static page converted to the dynamic page. Next, what is object based in JavaScript? JS contains its own objects and with its inbuilt function. I already discussed now. Objects. It has own objects. So that own objects have inbuilt methods. Printing statement in JavaScript. We have one printing statement in JavaScript, just like Java. In Java, we use println or print, just like that only. In this JavaScript, we use console log. Remember one thing, Java and JavaScript is not same. There is lot of difference between Java and JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language. Java is a compiling language. Let me see. Console.log is a printing statement in JavaScript. We have to check one data type in a JavaScript. We have to use type of function. Type of is a unary operator with only one operand. It accepts only one operand to check data type as an output. If we put in a in type of, we put hello. Hello is a word string. If we know hello is a string, but how can we prove hello is a string? So we have to use type of operator. If we use type of operator, we can prove data type is a string in JavaScript. Now console.log type of console. If we give the like this function console.log in the brackets type of console. If we again write console, what is the output? Output is object. It gives JavaScript gives output as object. Okay, it's fine. Then what will happen if we give log as an input? Then console.log of type of log we given, it will treat as an identifier and gives an error as an output. Okay, it's fine. Okay, if we give console.log, what happens? Console.log type of console.log. It will gives output as a function. Console.log, it will gives like a function. Console.log type, what is the type of console.log means it is a function. It will written by JavaScript. Okay, fine. Then we have to see what is an object and what it's have. Console.log type of console means it gives an object. I discussed before. In that object we contains, it is a console object. We call it as console object. It contains log function, error function, one method, table method, clear method. We have to call these as methods, not other thing. Okay. We have so many objects are there and so many methods are there. In that console object is an one object which is already defined and which is present in JavaScript. Okay, now log my error one table clear is the methods. To access methods inside object, we have to use two parameters. First one is dot and second one is period. If we want to use these operators which is present inside the object, we have to use dot and period operators. Now Java and C++ are compiled programming language. We have to compile it, and it is on why we call as a compile means it is used one compiler to run a program, and it is not displayed on a browser or not work on browser, not runs on browser. All are same. It will runs on compiler only. Whereas Python and JavaScript are exceptions and beautiful languages are called scripting language or interpreter language. What is meant by scripting? We have to write an HTML tags for an HTML page We have to use scripting or interpreter language. Interpreter language. And interpreter language executes line by line. Features of JS. Now we move to features of JS. What is meant by scripting means it is just like a uh, program which is written in a scripting tags. If we know HTML tags, it you have to better understanding of script tags. In that script tags, we have to write JavaScript. That's why we call it as a JavaScripting language. Means it is useful for only the web page functionality. That's why we call it as a scripting language, or else interpreter language is enough. Means executes line by line. That's enough. Features of JavaScript. JavaScript we see first feature is object-based and object-oriented programming language. Why we call it as object-based means it already have an objects, and objects also contain one inbuilt methods. Some inbuilt methods. Object-oriented programming language means we have to derive one class and one object name, and we have to derive the features of that object. Everything we will create, that's called object oriented, means depend on object. Interpreted programming language, scripting programming language, we discussed before only. In JavaScript also one compiler needs, but it presents in inside the browser only, just in time compiler. For what the purpose of this compiler means to check the syntax of JavaScript only. JavaScript is a case sensitive, means Java and JavaScript are case sensitive. Why we call it as case sensitive? Case sensitive means keywords are in lower case in Java and JavaScript. That's why we call it as case sensitive only. And JavaScript is platform independent, means we can run on any browser. Just we see, Java is a programming language which is platform independent language, means it runs on any OS system, right? Similarly, platform independent means big because it runs on all browsers. If we write one browser code in a HTML code in one browser and give an CSS functionality, CSS alignments, and JavaScript functionality in one browser, and we can run in another browser like Chakra, Safari, Mozilla Firefox, uh, anyone. We have how many types means Chrome has its own JavaScript engine. Internet Explorer also one JavaScript engine. Safari also one JavaScript engine. Mozilla Firefox also one JavaScript engine. Means every browser has one JavaScript engine. That's why it's a platform independent. Chrome has V8 as the JavaScript engine, and Internet Explorer has Chakra as an JavaScript engine. Safari has Java JS Core JavaScript Core as an JavaScript engine. Mozilla Firefox is an SpiderMonkey is a JavaScript engine. Java platform independent because operated in any operating system, we discussed it. And client side and server side programming language. What is meant by client side? It runs on client side means it runs on browser. Server side means it runs on terminal. To convert client side server to server side means some of programs are run in a client side means on browser. what will happen uh, if we want to write that uh, client-side program, means a browser program, whatever we designed that programming, we have to write in server side, means just like normal Java. How we have to convert it means we have to need one library called Node.js. Node.js is a library to convert whatever the HTML, CSS, JavaScript code is designed. Actually, not CSS and HTML is converted. Only the JavaScript is converted. I am taking just example as in a front end part, means for better understanding. JavaScript is used to convert from client side, means in client side scripting tags. In the scripting tags, we write a code JavaScript that is converted to the server side, means normal code like Java and another languages. So we need one library to convert client side to server side, that is Node.js. Node.js is a library. Node.js. Apart from Node.js, what is its identity? It is a combination of C++ methods and Chrome JS engine V8. We combined Chrome V8 engine and C++ methods. We used many C++ methods in JavaScript for easily conversion of client side to server side. Okay, now it is asynchronous in nature. What is meant by synchronous in nature? Let's see. Only one call stack it present, means a single threaded system, means nothing is rocket science. Means if we assume in JavaScript, if we have 50 functions are there as an input, assume like a one function is going on, there is a 50 people are coming, one in gate is there and one out gate is there. In that one only single buffet is there where five people or four people uh, can eat together at one time. So if 50 people are came at a time, they have to wait until the first five people are eaten, and when they are go out, then only next five people are came. So JavaScript is a 50 functions uh, that they are input. If that we call buffet as a, we call as an one call stack, will execute one function until it finish. Remaining functions are waiting. So this is a synchronous behavior, means one by one is call stack, means it will called, it will execute a simply. By simply we can understand what means, if the function executed in the call stack, means inside JavaScript engine, the other functions are waiting. So this is called synchronous behavior, means one by one execution. Whereas in Java, it is asynchronous behavior, means it will execute some block of code at a time. Block of code at a time. In JavaScript, not possible like that. It will execute line by line, and it will execute function by function. If one function completes, then only it moves to the next function. That is biggest disadvantage in it, time waste. To convert synchronous to asynchronous, here is one remedy for conversion of synchronous to asynchronous behavior. We use two functions in JS that are set time in, set time out. Now we have to see what are the basic elements that are present in every programming languages. Means tokens. What is mean? What are contains in tokens means identifiers, keywords, data types, separators. We will see in upcoming one. Okay, now operators. We know operators means addition, subtractions, nothing but arithmetic operators. Iterating operators, iterating statements means while, switch, like functions and what. And conditional statements means if else, for loop, that's like months. Okay, now ways to writing JavaScript. There are two ways to writing JavaScript. One is inline, another one is external way. Inline way, external way. Inline means it should be written in a same file inside a script tag, paid tag. Means we have a structure like in a HTML. Inside the HTML tag, so we have a header tag and then body tag. Inside the body tag, all HTML tags are presented. At the bottom of the body tag, at the bottom of the body tag, we can write only script, script tags. It is a paid tag. In that, we can write only JavaScript. This is the inline way. Um, why we are you have a doubt why we have to you write this JavaScript in bottom of the body means just assume if we have a page, if we have a one page, in that one page we have a one submit button at the last. uh, what you do if after creating submit button you will give functionality, or you give functionality then you give a button tag, means what is the right way means if we give one button tag and then we have to decide for one functionality for it, okay, right now. So that's why we written JavaScript is last after the tags. In the tags, we write one button tag or some other one. I'm using just a one example like button tag. If we write a one button tag, then we give one functionality for it in the latter, not before. That's the internal way. Oh, now we have to move for external way. External way means they have two steps. One is create a JavaScript file with a .js extension, and we have to link it with the HTML files. Okay, now it's good. If we have a multiple HTML files, multiple JavaScript files, can we create multiple JavaScript files? Yes, of course, it's possible. If we want to create multiple JavaScripts, that is linked with the HTML page, HTML main page, not for interrelated with another one. Okay, na means JavaScript one JavaScript page is related to the another JavaScript. We cannot add like that. All JavaScript files are attached to the only HTML tag. Whereas if you have any doubt like this, means why we give internally one JavaScript language to another JavaScript means there is a possibility of one CSS. If we have one HTML page and one CSS page, if we have want to create multiple .css pages means we have to assign every CSS page to the first CS page, right? Understood? First CSS page is contain the another CSS pages of information, that is at the rate import URL we use to link the another css files to the first css file, and that first css file is uh, assigned means linked to the html file. Only one css file means main css file is linked to the main html file. That's it. No other, none other than possible. But whereas in JavaScript, each and every JavaScript file is linked to the HTML file. With the help of JavaScript, how can we link it to the HTML means with the help of script and src source tag. Let's see. JavaScript, anywhere we can write in the HTML by using two commands. Means we have this type of structure of this JavaScript right now. So in external way, these scripting languages we can write in header or after the body, wherever we want, we can write in externally. But we have to use two functions, that is async and defer keywords. Okay. What happened? We use async as a word means this command it works. HTML and JavaScript file runs it simultaneously at a time. It runs both HTML and one JavaScript. Both are both are runs at a time. If we use differ as a word keyword, JavaScript when execution is uh, on process. HTML file, the script tag present in the head tag. What happened means the JavaScript file is kept on hold, and whatever the remaining content of the body presented that will execute first, then later JS file is executed. That is only differ works. Or else we can give like this also. Whatever we given a dot app.js. This is a JS which returns externally one JS file .js file is linked to the HTML file. In that HTML file we have a body na. In that body we can give bottom script tags. This script tag is a paid tag, means it's open one tag, it's closed with another tag, script tag. Now, in that source we can give. In that source, uh, one one dot and internal way means it's a link with internal way, means the same file. In the same file we have an HTML file and JavaScript file. So that's why we use one dot one slash and app.js. It's a name for name whatever we given to the JS file. Uh, or or else you have in one file you have an HTML file HTML code, and in another file you have an JS. Those are not related with the two files, but those are presented in same JavaScript same window. Okay, if one file contains HTML page and another HTML code, another file contains JavaScript file folder. If two folders, sorry, if two folders, first folder contains HTML and another folder contains JavaScript, then what happened means if first folder second folder wants to in second folder we have a JavaScript file now. It is we want to link with the first one means we use double dot slash. Okay, now how JS engine works. Console.io. It is a printing statement. Hello is my word, JavaScript. If we give this console.io to the V8 engine, what it is? Chrome engine. Yeah, this is the whatever the JavaScript is given to the parser. First block of the V8 engine is parser. What it will do means it will check the syntax, and if any syntax error is there na, it will give return the code to the JS file. If at all correct syntax is there, then it will send to the ATS. ATS means um, we will see abstract syntax tree. We will see. Then it will convert to the MLL, means mission level language, and also call it as low level language. Means it is once a hash and arrows, upper arrows, question marks. That's language. We can't understand that language. We only understand zeros and ones, or we only understand high level language. Means what we can read, readability. Mission language is different. It's a hashes and dots and question marks, arrows. We can't understand. It will understand only by the interpreter. It will execute that code. How crazy it is! And next, that interpreter gives the output. Whatever we can't, whatever we can see it. Okay. Here is some points I kept. .js file is given to the browser.js engine. Browser.js engine means V8 engine. In that first checks parser, it will checks syntax. If any syntax error, it will return the code to the JS file. And if syntax is good, forward to the AST, abstract syntax tree. Means in this syntax tree, every functionality is separated by their own tree like structure. It will, and it means it will separate it like that only. All code will be arranged in a tree kind of structure, GUC, global execution context. AST in AST only, it will call it as in a global execution context. It's another name for it. We have to go for whatever the terminology now. So that's why we given it. All code will be arranged in a tree kind of structure called GRE, Global Execution Context. After 8 years, it will convert into the mission level language or low level language or low level language, then followed by interpreter, and interpreter gives the output. That's only. Thank you for this class. Bye bye.